Before the competition begins, the host explains the rules. A team of 10 people will compete over 5 rounds, and teams are allowed to switch participants in each round. The team with the highest score at the end will be the winner. Rentaro thinks that this food festival might help Kurumi, who isn't used to dealing with people, to break down barriers and bond with the others through teamwork. I'll make sure that happens, he thinks. The first round begins, and the host announces that the food to be eaten is rice. There are also tabian side dishes, karinurs available, but they don't count towards the total score. The name of the game is Eat as much rice as you can. Akai says, the key to winning is avoiding the side dishes. Kosuri responds, then let everyone eat only rice. Hikari's mom says, that means we'll be completely full just after the preliminaries. Komori declares, I'll participate in every round. I'll win on my own. I don't care whether I'm with them or not. Enda asks, do you think we're useless? Rentaro says, don't hit her. Hit me instead. Enda replies, I'm not that angry to start hitting people. Rentaro thinks, I want her to cooperate with everyone, so let's take it slow. He says, I'll go first. The host announces, let the preliminaries begin. Everyone starts eating. Kurumi begins craving the side dishes. Rentaro says, you haven't even taken a single bite yet. She begins eating, and Rentaro goes to bring her some side dishes. Kurumi says, have you lost your mind? Then she continues eating and says, this didn't stop me. Hikari's mom arrives and says, Kurumi, either eat or talk, choose one. All the other participants say, was she seriously thinking of eating side dishes from the start? Is she stupid? Does she even know the rules? Rentaro, angry, says, who just called her stupid? I know you're there. Show yourself. Cat got your tongue? Enda steps in to calm the situation. She asks, what are you thinking? Rentaro replies, just watch Kurumi. You'll understand. She says, understand what? Everyone then realizes she makes the food look delicious. The side dishes help the rice go down faster. Everyone rushes to get the side dishes. Hikari says, was this your plan from the beginning? Rentaro replies, yes. Kurumi will burn through those side dishes quickly, so they won't affect her much, but they'll fill up our opponents. So even if they eat the same amount, Kurumi will still have more room left. She'll outpace them all. Linda says, how are you even breathing with all that rice in your mouth? Akai says, you must be tired of it by now. Hikari says, don't push yourself. But Rentaro replies, on the contrary, I can't get enough of it. The girls take turns serving him rice. It should all taste the same, he says. But to me, every bite is different. There's rice with Hikari's flavor, rice with Enda's, Shizuka's, Kosuri's, Hikari's mom's, and Akai's. Each one has its own unique and delicious taste. The girls blush. Rentaro and Kurumi start eating quickly. It's so delicious, they say. Other contestants exclaim, what kind of madness is this? They're monsters storming through this food festival. The host announces, time's up. The contestants say, we're switching to bread next year instead of rice. The host continues, we'll now announce the qualifying teams in ascending order. In second place, the Rentaro family. Hikari's mom says to Kurumi, you did great. In third place, the Gorilla Guild, and in first place, the solo competitor with no team. Rentaro says, he wouldn't look out of place in One Piece. Akai says, he's the champion of eating contests, like a warrior. Enda comments, his character design changed from the manga, but maybe the same voice actor? Rentaro replies, there's no voice acting in manga, and he speaks like a text-to-speech program. The announcer says, now it's time for the main rounds. We'll start with the classic food battle. The first dish is bubble tea. Rentaro asks, who's going in the first round? Hikari's mom says, you two did great in the prelims. Take a break. Kurumi says, "Like I said, I'll participate in every round." Rentaro replies, "Even you can't handle all the rounds. Let the others try." Kurumi snaps, "Buzz off." She thinks, what can they even do? They can barely eat. Shizuka says, "I'll join the fight." The first round starts after 10 minutes. The host says, Chanko is far ahead, and the Rentaru family and Gorilla Guild are struggling to keep up. Komori says her jaw hurts because these are high-quality pearls, and they're tiring her out. The Gorilla Guild says, this isn't a stomach contest, it's a jaw endurance challenge. Someone asks, how is Shizuka handling this? Rentaru wonders, does Shizuka have the smallest mouth ever? Hikari says, if each of her bites is small, Akai adds, then she must chew more to eat the same amount. Kosuri says, so her jaw is used to chewing more than the others. Enda says, perfectly trained for this kind of challenge. Hikari's mom and Rentaru both say, Shizuka is like a cute, fluffy little friend. And so, the first round ends. The host announces, round 2 is a speed-eating race of 10 sushi pieces. Akai says, I'm confident in both my speed and skill. Kurumi adds, me too. Round 2 begins. Kurumi takes time to enjoy the taste of the food. Rentaru asks, what are you doing? She thinks, eating without enjoying the food feels like a waste. The host wonders, will the giant win first place easily? But Akai keeps up with her. Enda asks, are you even chewing? Akai says, chewing is inefficient. The announcer says, the Gorilla Guild is slowing down. Akai and the giant have reached the final sushi piece. Who will finish first? But the giant finishes first. Enda says, what's wrong, Akai? Akai replies, I overate. I'm about to throw up. The announcer says, the Gorilla Guild team has been effectively eliminated from the equation. Akai says, I have no choice, and runs up the stairs, attempting to throw herself off. Rentaru yells, where are you going with that sushi piece? Akai thinks, when an animal is in danger, its survival instinct kicks in, allowing it to devour excess food to ensure its future. And this situation is life-threatening. Rentaru says, Akai's afraid of heights. She thinks, yes, I'm terrified, but I have to eat this to secure the win. The crowd shouts, she's way up high. After eating the final sushi piece, Akai says, I can't come down. Rentaru rushes to rescue her. In the third round, the dish is extremely spicy soup. The Rentaru family sends in Enda, who has strong resistance to spicy food, along with Kosuri and Kurumi. The insane heat levels cause participants to literally breathe fire. By the end, after some incidents, the Rentaru family wins. In the fourth round, the dish is cake. Hikari says, this dessert is loaded with sugar. It's a psychological attack, really effective against girls, but even the Rentaru team is affected. Hikari's mom says, I've been gaining weight lately. Hikari adds, me too. They all stop eating. Enda says, what are you idiots doing? Fat can go to your chest too, you know. Hikari and her mom immediately start eating again. Quickly. The round ends with the Rentaru family in second place. Rentaru says, I have amazing girlfriends with so many talents. The Gorilla Guild leader says, how did you even eat all that? How do you push past your limits? Rentaru replies, we don't push past our limits. We're all for one, and one for all. In other words, it's the power of love. The host says, it's time to move to the stage for the final round. Kurumi says, how long are you going to keep rubbing that in? The final round is about to start. Honestly, I have to keep going or we'll all throw up. She continues, you are all pushing yourselves too hard. Rentaru replies, my stomach feels better when their stomachs are at ease. Kurumi says, what kind of logic is that? He answers, the power of love. The host announces, the final round is a classic dish, ramen. The giant is currently in first place, but with the points in this round doubled, everyone still has a chance to win. Rentaro and the others say, "We're sorry, Kurumi." She responds, "I've never relied on anyone's help before." The announcer starts the final round. After a while, she notes, "The giant has competed in every round without showing any signs of slowing down." The entire Gorilla Guild participated in every round as well, but now only their leader remains in the final. And she's struggling. The leader thinks, "I'm grateful they stayed with me until the end. I'll show everyone what the Gorilla Guild stands for." Her teammates shout, "We'll fight with you!" The announcer says, "Registered members are allowed to join mid-round without any issue." The leader says, "Let everyone taste the true fighting spirit of the Gorilla Guild." A short time later, an ambulance arrives to take them all away. The announcer says, "Now it's just the giant and the Rentaro family left. Both teams have reached the 10th floor and are still going strong." The giant says, "Of course I'm fine. I haven't eaten anything at all." Because the giant is actually a thin person inside a machine with a huge storage tank. He just pretends to eat and secretly spits the food into a pipe. The announcer notes, "That girl eats a lot considering her size." The giant adds, "If you think I'll give up this prize, then I wouldn't be called the giant." The announcer asks, "How long will this continue?" 20 bowls in. Kurumi starts to hesitate. The giant says, "Nice resistance, but it's over. It was a mistake to join every round. You blew your chance by eating too much." Kurumi thinks, "I know that already. Everyone else ate way more than I expected. I should have let them handle some rounds. Just like Rentaro said, I should have trusted them. Instead, I sat there while they fought for victory. If I hadn't been so stubborn, I could have eaten more of this delicious ramen." Suddenly, the rest of the team joins in. Kurumi shouts, "Why?" Rentaro says, "The rules allow it. Leave the rest to us." Kurumi replies, "That's not what I meant. I said a lot of mean things to you all." Enda says, "Who cares what you said?" Hikari adds, "To us, you're a friend who came to fight alongside us." Akai says, "You made us want to stand by your side." So we did. Hikari's mom says, "That's what moms do." Rentaro says, "What you did wasn't wrong. You were fighting with us all along. That is the power of love." Kurumi thinks, "Teamwork? Love? These things used to mean nothing to me in an eating competition. My old self would have ignored such words. But now, I understand their value. Just having them here reignites my desire to fight again." Announcer. Kurumi is back in the fight. The giant thinks, "It's too late. A bunch of nobodies changing anything at this point? Impossible. But my internal tank is full." He says, "If that's the case, it's time for the final resort." Announcer. The giant is transforming? This is terrifying. What's happening? The giant thinks, "I still have my personal stomach. There's no way I'm full yet." Announcer. Time is running out. Which team will come out victorious? Finally, both teams collapse, resulting in a DNC in draw. Announcer. What? Kurumi and the giant are still moving. Whoever eats the next bite will win. Kurumi thinks, "I can't take it anymore, but I want all of us to win together." Rentaro whispers something into Kurumi's ear and says, "Please, do it, and I'll let you taste anything you want later." Announcer. Only 5 minutes remain. Kurumi feeds Rentaro a bite, and in the last moment, the giant throws up and loses. The giant says, "I couldn't swallow it." He continues, "A moment later, I would have vomited anyway. But there's no way I could throw up something. My beloved fed me. I'd rather die than do that." Announcer. The winner is Team Rentaro Family. After the contest, as they all enjoy some ice cream together, Kurumi pulls Rentaro aside. Rentaro. Why did you want to see me alone? Kurumi. Thank you for inviting me to this competition. It helped me break down the walls between me and the girls. I guess too many hands don't spoil the broth. She continues, remember when you said you'd let me taste anything I want during the final round? Rentaru, are you ready to eat now? All right, it's a promise. Kurumi then kisses him and says, that's your flavor. I'll get used to it. Rentaru, I'm not that sweet. Kurumi, I didn't say you were.